I see you over there, soul sister, being busy in all the things. But here is a way, a hack if you want to call it, on how to create a month's worth of podcast episodes in 3 hours or less. Yes, you heard that. With the right planning, the right strategy, you can take a 3-hour chunk of time and get your podcast set up for the entire month. And it can be easy, effective, and bring you massive profits. So are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to the podcast about podcasting, where you guessed it, we're talking all things podcasting, but not just in the sense of strategy of how to launch, grow, and monetize your show. Of course, you're going to get that, but we're also going deep into how podcasting can help you with your self-care, build your community, build your confidence, and if you're willing to lean deep into this platform, it can be your ticket to the life of your dreams because it'll inspire you to go deeper with your self-love. And we all know success starts from within. If you are ready to stop being a ripple in this world and bust out your tsunami of change you know you were made for, it's podcasting for your soul. So let's dig in. Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back. I am so excited you are here and you are ready to level your business up, make your podcast profitable, or maybe you're ready to start a podcast, but you are worried you don't have time. Well, if you have about 3 to 4 hours a month, you plan, you make the right strategy, and you keep your episodes to a consumable time, meaning right now in this current market in August of 2022, most people are listening to episodes 30 minutes or less. That sweet spot seems to be 20 minutes. So if you're going to record your 4 episodes, your 20-minute episodes, you can really get it done, edited, scheduled if you give yourself a 3-hour time block. Hold on here. I know you're thinking I'm crazy. A 3-hour time block, but it's got to be uninterrupted. So that is the very first thing you need to do is block out a time. I know that you're here because you are an intuitive, spiritual entrepreneur. That's just how we roll in this community, right? But you kind of do have to block this time. If you have the luxury of being able to block the time in the moment that you are inspired, great. If you do not have that time in the moment you are inspired, write down at least your episode name and the outline. And we will be talking more about that, what that means. And then take that 3 hours to let that spill out. I know as someone who is a manifesting generator who wants to do things on the fly doesn't always work into your time frame. But I do know that I can get re-inspired by my own words if I take the time to write down that idea. So the first thing I want you to do is look at your calendar. When do you have a 3-hour block? Once you have that 3-hour block, make sure that everyone knows this is time that you are going to turn off your phone, you are going to shut down all those tabs on your computer, and you are literally going to get comfy, cozy in your environment that lights you up. Mind you, sometimes I record my podcast naked because it feels less restrictive. I know, secrets out. This is why there's not a lot of podcasts that I put out as video. But get really cozy. Make that a space that you're ready to do. Get your water, get your tea, make it a ritual. Make it something that you're excited to share. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sit down and look at all of those downloads that you've had. And you're like, oh, this topic was so cool. Okay, I'm going to look at my SEO list because you've already done that, right? Because you know now that the power of organic growth comes from your SEO. So you have either done it yourself or paid somebody to do a long tail keyword search for you. You're going to look at it. You're going to tweak it. This is where the strategy comes in. You can be in your feminine flow anywhere else. But when it comes to your podcast episode titles, you really want to go into that masculine strategy and use the SEO. So you come up with the SEO and then you take your 5 to 10 minutes to plan out the episode, meaning your hook. What do you want to say in your hook? What is your main point that's going to draw them in? That's your catchy hook. You already have your intro done. Congratulations. You're going to plug that in, and then you're going to go right into your episode. So when you're planning out your episode, you want your hook, you want your 3 main takeaways, no more than 3, because people only have so many times, you only have so much space, and you only have so much before you start overwhelming. So you have those 3 main hooks, and then whatever your CTA is. Maybe it's an overview followed into a program. So you sit down, you take the 5 to 10 minutes that takes to write that down. So now you've created your space, you've written that out. Next thing, you sit down and you record it. There's many ways to record. You can just record into, like right now, I'm recording into GarageBand. I will pull that out of GarageBand, I will put that into Script, and I will pull out all the filler words, kind of clean it up. But in reality, if you are crunched for time, put it in GarageBand or Audacity, record it directly in there. You can stop. If you make a mistake, go back, edit on the fly, and then go right back into your conversation. Export it from there, and I highly recommend always running it through a topic. This gives you the opportunity to at least level out the volume so that it plays nicely for your listeners with literally an upload. This is also inside this program is where you can put that metadata, so that SEO searchability. You can embed that into your episodes. So you put your episode title in, you put your keywords in. If you're writing show notes, you can put that in there. You can throw in a transcription, whatever it is, but you can really beef up the text part of that episode, which we want because we want to be found via SEO. We don't want to have to drive all the traffic. And then you just record. You download, you put it into at least a topic so that it levels it out, and you can add the metadata, ID3, SEO, all the same thing. You can hear all those different terms. It's all the same thing. It's that searchability via text on an audio file. Then you download it from there and upload it and schedule it into your host. You already have the metadata because you've already have the plan for your title. You already have the 3 main takeaways laid out. Copy and paste that in there, and you already have the CTA, so all you do is plug in your promotion for wherever you're driving your traffic at that moment. And then, of course, put in wherever they can connect with you. And boom, you're ready for the next one. Take a deep breath, sit down, take the 5 minutes, create that outline, record again. Dump it out of, GarageBand or Audacity, pull it into either Descript or Atomic, pull that down. Once it levels it out, put that and schedule it. Boom. In 3 hours or less, if you plan correctly, if you take that time to just move out of that feminine flow, which I know we all hate, right? We're all in this, let's go against the divine masculine, blah, 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 blah. But if you plan this out and you actually use some strategy to go behind your flow, your show will be found. You will not have to seek every single person to come into your show. And you just repeat that for your 4 episodes. Okay? If you're really good at this, when you get to it and you're recording maybe a 15 or 20 minute episode, think about it. You can probably, if you had a 2-hour time block where you were uninterrupted and you already had your keywords, you already had written down all these ideas you had for shows, you could do 5 to 10 minutes for planning, record for 15 to 20 minutes, get it into, download it, put it into a topic, add that metadata and get it uploaded. Realistically, you could get it done in 45 minutes if you're not doing a lot of edits. If you're needing a lot of edits, definitely invest in Descript, because that means that you can talk from the heart and then you can go back in and you can really clean up the episode like you would a Word document. It's so much easier. It saves you so much time. But if you're somebody who can just speak from the heart, get to your point, do that, pull out the pieces that don't work as you're going through it, download it. Because again, you already have your intro and your outro. You've already planned your hook. You've already planned the 3 value bombs that you're going to drop, or less. You can do 1 value bomb. You've directed them to a CTA. You have all that written down. There's your show notes. So you really can get into a flow where you can batch record, and if you could take the 3 hours, that 3 hours also gives you time to go pee, to stretch, to get up, to take a breath, to have, to get back into your body. But in 3 hours, you can plan out your entire podcast episode via scheduling into your podcast player. Does that include the marketing if you want to market on Pinterest or you want to market on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn? No. But you can get it into the player ads. And let me tell you that 90% of people are going to find your podcast through the podcast players. So all these other things that you're doing, planning, posting on social media, posting into Pinterest, building out your blog, those are not necessarily the best drivers to people to your show. Do they work? Yeah, you will get some. But you're going to constantly have to be filling those markets with warm leads and then driving them over. It's actually proven in the back end that those strategies, although they will work for a while, it will slow down rapidly. And if you want that true get out of the hustle, get out of the have to create content every single freaking day, you want to pull that off of having to be on social media and all these other things and really focus on the podcast player app searchability. And then, of course, collaboration is the second biggest one there. That's the truth. So those are the steps that you need to do is one, as you're going through your days and weeks and whatever, write down your ideas. Schedule a time in the month where you can have a 3-hour block. Sit down, do your outline. Your outline, again, will help you keep on track and will help you with the recording and the back-to-back. And it also is your show notes. It can also be your social copy. You can do a lot of things with it if you have this. Then sit down and record. While you're recording, if you're making a mistake, if you're not recording it live and streaming it somewhere, because we're just going directly, I'm talking about going directly into an audio player where it's just going to be an audio only podcast. You're doing this, you make the edits while you go. So if I screwed up right now, I would pause this, I would back it up a little bit, listen to it, cut it out, and then restart from right there. So it's all done right away. And then I run it through either Descript or Atomic. I like Atomic the best for your loudness leveling. I always use it. So for me, I go GarageBand, Descript, Atomic, then up to my podcast players, which right now I have a podcast on Libsyn, a podcast on Buzzsprout, and I'm starting to use the Kajabi feature, which is amazing. Mind you, I love having everything all in one. But because I am a producer and, someone who likes the industry, I'm testing them all out. I've also had my podcast on Podbean. Wasn't a huge fan, so I moved to Buzzsprout because they have a few more options. But before I confuse you, I'm just saying you upload it into whatever player podcast host you have and you schedule them. And then you're allowed to have it go out. At some point, if you want to market it on social, yes, you'll have to go down that road. But in 3 hours, you can plan and you can schedule your entire podcast for the entire month at one show a month or one show a week and have a successful podcast that is profitable, that is driving your people to something. That's why I love podcasting for your soul. I still have 4 spots for founding members, which means you get longer access. Instead of 3 months, you're getting 6 months. You're also getting a $2,222 scholarship for the founding members. So you get twice the time and you're saving over $2,000. And what this does is we really look at your business, get super crystal clear. We look at your podcast. We look at your strategy. Maybe you don't have a podcast yet, which is even better because then we can launch it while you're launching and you're getting paid out the gate, which is amazing. But it's 6 months of time together where we're building out your whole business flow. So your freebie, your low-end offer, and your actual offer, your higher ticket offer, whatever that is in your mind. We put that into something that is soul aligned, meaning that it feels good inside your body. It's easy to talk about. It actually feels good. We get crystal clear on what it is you're offering, who you are, who you actually want to talk to. Then we build a podcast strategy around it so that you don't have to be a slave to social media to fill those offers, to build your email list. We go through the entire funnel. So whether you're a brand new entrepreneur or you're somebody in there that has been struggling and not growing, it is for you. So again, that's podcasting for your soul. If you'd like to apply, the link will be in the show notes. We'd love to have you. And again, I have got 4 spots left for founding members, which is an extra 3 bonus months inside the community and $2,000 off the main price. So if you're interested, I look forward if you want to talk to me and not just apply. All that information is in the show notes, but this is a full strategy for you to start pulling you off of social media and using your podcast to profit. 95% of my business is driven from my podcast. I'm going to repeat that from the back, 95%, but there's a strategy behind it. Just like there's a strategy that I just shared with you of how to batch record. If you have the strategy of where when you're batch recording these, that you're actually sending them and you're actually setting your customer up to go on their journey with you, to go from your free platform onto your email and then into one of your either low ticket or your high ticket offers. If you have a strategy behind that actually feels good in your soul, it doesn't feel like work. You're excited to share. You're excited to see how this goes. And imagine if you could, in the 3 hours to record your episode plus, let's say 2 hours, so 30 minutes, I'm going to say more than that, plus an hour a week on top of that, maybe 2. We'll be really gracious. We'll say 2. So that's 3 hours of recording, 3, 2, 4, 6. So in 11 hours a month, you could be filling your practice. That's all your marketing. That's building your community. That's getting leads in, all of that. Let's say 11 or 12 hours a month, versus how many hours are you spending building content on social media that is irrelevant in 24 hours. So if you're interested, of course, there's links in the show notes, and I'd love to see you. I'd love to hang out with you. If nothing else, we can have an hour-long conversation, and regardless of whether you decide to come and join the Podcasting for Your Soul, you will walk away with the next step that will help your business, because that is one of the things that I guarantee is if you come in, you sign up, you apply, you sit down with a strategy call with me, it's not just a sales pitch. I want you to take the next step forward, whether that's with me or without me, but I want to give you that next step. We really analyze your business and give you kind of that first step to get you moving forward. Again, whether or not you come into the program, you will walk away with value. So if you're interested, again, check the show notes, and I hope to see you around. So go out, make today amazing, because you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are worthy, you are enough, and you deserve to profit from your podcast. So get out there and do the things. See you next week.